time out of their Sunday to come down here and celebrate my dad's 80th birthday. In 60 years as a pastor. And I'd like to thank Reverend Mills and the Trinity staff for letting us use Trinity today in this wonderful hall, which brings back great memories. As a little child, we used to come down here and it seemed like it was way bigger than this. It was bigger, wasn't it? I thought so. I remember Cecilia cooking fried chicken in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, just so many good memories.
God bless Cecilia.
We've got the sword down there. Thank you, though. We need women in our lives, don't we, Dad? So anyway, I'd like to thank Trinity for letting us use it. And as my dad said in the sermon today, Trinity means a lot for this family. And so I appreciate you all taking time to come out. And I just want to say, Dad, you meant so much to me in my life. You influenced me so greatly. And there's still some things I'm working on. You know, forgiveness, for example. You're a perfect example of someone who I've known has endless forgiveness. And that's one thing I need to work on in my life, but I feel like I've tried to emulate a lot of things that you have passed along as a father, and as a pastor, and as a counselor. He's served many roles in my life, so.
God bless.
And I don't want to take up too much time because I'm kind of like him. I'll keep going. But I do want to introduce my siblings who made it today and to thank them for coming in and helping put on this little reception. My sister, I'm just going to brag on her a little bit. We went to the farmers market in downtown Durham yesterday because all of us are big advocates for shopping locally and helping the community and trying to get as much as we can from local farmers. And so we were looking around for flower arrangements. And we came across these flowers, and they were Sweet Williams. On your table right here, these flowers right here are Sweet Williams. And that's a flower. That's a flower. So I wanted to thank Kathy for that. And so, but next I want to ask Paul to come up and say a few words, and then Kathy and did we?
And Ray's.
Ray's will say. Okay. Let's have Paul talk next. And thank you again for coming out. And I hope you'll just stay a little bit and socialize. And I think you probably all said something to Dad already, but just hang out for a little bit if you can. We're going to cut the cake right afterwards. And we don't want any cake left.
I'd like everybody to give a round of applause for David for planning this. It was his idea.
I do want to take the time away.
Sure. He's my bigger brother.
I want to tell you the inspiration for this went back to 2008. Dad had his second open heart surgery, and he was struggling. And the second one was a lot harder to recover from than the first one that was 15 years earlier. 15 or 10 years earlier. Anyway. And I said, Dad, you know what? You're going to get back. You're going to resume what you're going to do. You're going to be back. You might not be back 100%, but you're still got a lot to give. And I said, when you turn 80, we're going to throw a party for you. So this is the party that started back in November 2008. That's right. And I want to say, since that time, he's continued to teach students at Duke University. He has reopened a church that they closed down in the Sandhills, North Carolina, Gibson United Methodist Church. And he is now visiting members at Trinity United Methodist Church. 80 years old. And now that's service to the Lord. Now I just had to say that. I've forgotten all my, so sorry, that's Paul.
What's amazing is Dave can't talk about my dad without breaking down. And it's always amazing. I'm gonna do it too, because I always do things like my big brother. Thanks, David, for doing that. We all got the gift of gab. Some other people call it the gift of something else, but I'm not going to say what that is. But we've never really been scared of talking in front of people. And when I'm teaching at the University of Georgia, I tend to go into something and I have to just stop because my students are looking at me and I say, I'm sorry, my dad's a Methodist minister. And for a lot of them, that explains so much. This is a really special day, and it's a really special place. I don't quite know exactly why. I was just about to turn 6 when we moved here in 1974 to Detroit, and I remember all the rest of the family was in the kitchen on the house on Knox and Watt Street, and they were crying. And I walked in and I saw everybody crying, and I said, What's everybody crying about? And they said, we're moving to Detroit. And I didn't know what a Detroit was, but I knew it must have been bad. And I think that's part of the reason why Durham and this church have always been our home church.
That's right.
Metropolitan was incredibly great to my family, but this was where we came from. And we all have these ties to Durham that maybe don't make so much sense. But I came back and I had the incredible opportunity to come to Duke and had a tremendous experience here. And I was so happy when my dad was able to be a visiting professor. You know, visiting, you should take the hint. You know, visiting's a year or two. But he's hung around, and I know that his students are incredibly privileged to have the practical insight that he has brought to the divinity training.
That's my teenage son.
But I just want to say that Durham and Trinity are our home, and I'm delighted that y'all have come out today. And thank you, because he loves this place. It's wonderful to go to Bullock's. And for him to be 20 minutes getting to the table for going around. That's everywhere, y'all. But in Durham, it means that much more. I want to introduce somebody that's incredibly special to us. I think you guys know him. Ray. Ray is our brother from another mother.
That's right, Sandy.
He doesn't rhyme in Spanish. We decided that last night. He's our brother from another mother.
My name is Ray Mondragon, and I was born in Mexico. One of those years when Pastor Quick was serving, where were you in 1976?
Metropolitan.
Okay, so he was in Detroit. That's when I was born. And I have been adopted by a Quick family. And it's been a blessing, because coming from Mexico into the United States, I basically have no blood family other than church family. And many of you probably have heard stories about immigrants coming from other countries, and they have no family and they find family in the church. And so I have found family with a Quick family, and so Dr. Quick has been a father to me, he has been a mentor, he has been a friend, and he has been a teacher. Because also I was a student at Duke Divinity School here in Durham, and I took classes from him. So thank you for being a blessing. So with a family also, Mama Maria, that's the name I have given her. She has been, very supportive too, as part of the family. Since I was here in Durham as a student, and since when I was in Michigan, I'm still serving in the Detroit Conference as an ordained minister in the United Methodist Church. They're in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I am one of the pastors there. I did ask for permission to be here, and next week I am on vacation.
Dad, we love him. So what I want to say is, one of the things that Dad did for me in my life is that he wasn't very good at staying at home when he came home at night. He'd come home, we'd have dinner together, and then he'd say to anybody, who wants to go out and visit? And I always hopped in the car with him. And loved to watch him, talk to people, meet people, spend time with people. And I consider that a wonderful gift that God gave me. I feel privileged to have been able to tag along. And I just feel honored and blessed to be a person of this church who was nurtured by, is Lou McCutcheon here? Have I seen Lou McCutcheon? Lou's sick. Lou was my favorite Sunday school teacher ever. She was great. And we just appreciate this church family and what you mean to us. And I just was our associate, and she was my youth minister. And she influenced me in that direction. I was a diaconal minister, active in ministry for 15 years before I stopped to raise two boys, one of which is right here, my dear Hayden. I'm going to make him stand up. He was late, but here's my point. He may be late, but he's worth the wait. And please finish all the food, come get some cake, and enjoy yourself. Thank you guys very much.
Kathy is a diaconal minister in the United Methodist Church. She's married to an ordained pastor who serves the church in Asheville, North Carolina. And the name of the church, Kathy, is?
Gross United Methodist Church.
Oh. She says she wishes it could be Grace.
G-R-O-C-E. It's a family name in Asheville.
Yes.
Bill, I know the person. Don't knock the name.
Okay.
Right.
I'm from Asheville, and Gross, G-R-O-C-E,
Yes.
is a very good name in Asheville.
Yes. It's a good name because the guy was a Methodist preacher.
There you go.
All right. I want you to meet the other grandchildren who are here. Zachary, where's
Right
Zachary?
behind you, he's the right-hand man.
This is our youngest grandchild. Very, very special grandchild. If you only knew his story, I'm not going to tell the story, but if you only knew the story, you would remember a remarkable young man whom God gave life instead of abortion. And I thank God for Paul and Erica. Where's Erica? Where's Erica?
Behind you.
This is Zachary's mother, Paul's wife, and I want you to know that I mean this guy means so very, very much to me. I saved all the presidential dollars that they and then they quit making them. You have to order them from the mint. But I tried to get him interested in the history of this nation. And so he has a little book about all the presidents. And he told me one time, because I love James Knox Polk, he was born in North Carolina, but he said, I don't like his wife. And I said, why don't you like his wife? Said she sent his servants to live in the basement. And I said, okay, I can understand. But he is a first-class athlete. I couldn't begin to tell you the efficiency of that. Thank you, Zach, very much. And thank you so very much. Hayden. This is Kathy's oldest, Hayden, and I had the privilege to baptize Hayden, and I really cherish that opportunity. He has been 2 years at Appalachian and is transferring to the University of North Carolina in Wilmington as a junior. And I don't know why, but I understand there's a beach down there.
And the young lady.
And where is it?
Right here.
Oh, you come up, okay. You have to tell the group who this is.
This is Nicole. She's my girlfriend of 3 years.
And what's she going to be?
She's going to be a veterinarian one day. She's on her way to vet school.
Okay.
She's a junior at UNCW now as well.
And notice he's very cautious. He didn't say she's going to be my wife. Yeah. 3 years, that's pretty good. But the second, his brother, Dylan, had an automobile accident last night. And there were only minor injuries. It was not his fault. We certainly ask your prayers for him, Hayden and Dylan. His dad is a United Methodist pastor, whose father was a United Methodist pastor. And I've got to go back and tell you about Kathy. She said there are 2 things I'll never do. I will never go into religious work, and I will never marry a preacher. That's enough for keeping promises, sir. Okay? And she has been absolutely fantastic. And I can't tell you kids how much I appreciate all that you have done to make this event possible. Thank you so very, very much. So very, very much. Thank you. Mary. Sweetheart. Thank you for pulling on those. She has beautiful eyes. She's been having some eye surgery. And I want to tell you about Mary. You want to tell them about you?
I know the story.
She knows the story. Mary is a concert pianist. She has recently given 3 concerts. The music basically of Chopin. She was at the University in Michigan for the last concert. And she is an unusually gifted person. She's number 10 in her family. There were 14 children. She was 10. I tell people I'm married at 10. She has certainly supported me in our ministry together. And yeah. Now, Mary was a Catholic nun. I see the mouth. Now, I hope you know what a nun is. None of this, none of that. But she said sometime in the past, if I don't tell everybody, you tell it, that when the Mother Superior called all the nuns in and read the riot act to them, she says, now, the question is, wait.
What's the mystery? There's a mystery.
There's a mystery in the convent. There is a mystery in the convent.
I can leave now.
You can leave now. No, I think you should stay. the Mother Superior, after prayers, and okay.
She said, who left the toilet seat up?
Did you hear that? No, somebody didn't hear it. Say it again. Loud.
You got the loud voice.
Yeah. She said, who left the toilet seat up? This is a convent. Women only. But if you haven't had the chance to greet Mary tonight. Now, at the back is a book that's there. I wanted it there. And I want you to sign it. I want everybody who's here, please sign it if you haven't. And if you have signed it and didn't put your church or your name behind it, I wish you would do so. Because we have Bahama, we have Mount Bethel, Mount Tabor, and Ellis Chapel Church represented here. Just stand up. The folks from Mount Bethel, Mount Tabor, and Ellis Chapel in North Durham County. This is church I served for 4 years, 3 churches. I think you should clap for them. I was sent from Bahama Circuit to Zebulon, and we have Zebulon people here. Stand up, the Zebulon folks. Stand up, stand up. Bill Kaufman had to leave to go back to Greenville because of his mother and father. Bill was here, and we really appreciated him coming from St. James. This church has a great link to St. James. I came here from St. James, and you had a pastor, Ray Southern, who went from Trinity to St. James. I was supposed to come a year before I got here. Bill Howard was to go to Cary, and I was to come here. And the people at Trinity raised so much hell, and the people at St. James raised so much hell, that the bishop said, I'm sending you both back. And the next year he called and said, well, I want you to know, you're going to Trinity, and Bill Howard is going to Cary, and neither one of you are going back to where you are. But go where you're sent, and stay away from where you've been. Okay. Now, there's a guy here who holds the record in the Quick family, going back to either 1712 or 1721. He has lived to be the oldest Quick male, covering that entire span. And he and his dear wife is here. His name is N.W. Quick, Jr. His father died when he was either 25 or 28. 28. He was sleeping with him in the bed. And when he woke up in the morning to discover his father had died during the night, he and his sister Catherine, where's Catherine? Catherine, stand up. This is my favorite cousin. He and Catherine and his older brother Vernon, who went to Wofford College, was Little All-America, and was which major league team did he go play for?
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears. He was drafted by the Chicago Bears. 1 year, 11 months, and 20 days older than I am. He is the oldest Quick male to live to this age until the early 18th century. And if he can, I want him to stand up. Look at there. N.W. Quick, Jr.
Got something for you.
Ready?
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill. I have something for me.